Hello, my name is Shantae Williams Stoner, and I will be discussing the case study of the rise and fall of Zoe rooms. When I first picked this case study, I had no idea or any concept of what a Zoe room was. And what I found out was Zoe rooms came about when seven co-founders came together wanting to have a great premium budget experience in India. So they founded the company back in 2013. The name of the company that they put together was called Zasto Hospitality Private Limited. They were able to achieve well over $47 million in investors that believed in their business plan, believed in their strategy, believed in their marketing. And what ended up happening with the Zoe rooms was it was able to go into over 800 properties in 54 cities in India. It was such a well thought out at the time where they were dominating the market. Their business model that they had and their primary mission was that they wanted to focus into two segments. One was the leisure traveling, and then the other one was corporate traveling on a budget in India. The concept is for budget hotels to be available in every locality within the cities in India. So the two brands that they have was Zoe Rooms and Zasto, which created traveling on a budget. So they were able to, they meaning Zasto Hospitality Private Limited, was able to come together and create a great experience for those that were traveling leisurely or for business purposes on a budget to give them a top premium experience without paying a hefty price in their wallet. And by doing that, what they did was, which I found to be very fascinating, is one, Zasto didn't put any money out to help the companies. It was the companies that, because of Zasto's reputation and their marketing and their strategy, the hotels that wanted to partner with Zasto, they actually had to pay to be part of their brand, meaning that they had to go through this 200-point check system. They received the marketing, they received top-notch technology in their hotels. They received the analytics, the reporting back on all that was going on, the customer experience, and they also created a customer service training for their employees so that they would get great feedback in reference to the clients that were coming in to these premium budget hotels. What was so fascinating to me was they said that one of Zoe's mottos was that they were changing the way India travels, which I found to be really great. It's kind of like what they were doing in India is how we have over here in the United States, where you have so many different star rating hotels. You have your star rating in your hotels go from a 1-star rating to a 5-star rating. And depending on where you're wanting to stay, where your budget is at, the different accommodations that you're wanting determines what hotel that you will be staying in. What was very interesting with Zasto Hospitality is that they created the experience without the cost. You had to pay them to be branded by them for their reputation, which I found to be amazing. Their business model, which was really good, was they did not own any of the hotels that they had, but they approached the hotel owners to brand their inventory. Now that was very smart. What they ended up doing was they was able to save a lot of money by having $47 million invested into them because they were not having anything put out, but they were getting a great reward. A part of their other business model was that they had to sign exclusive contract with Zasto. So that means that they could not be on anybody else's website. They couldn't be on anyone else's publication. They signed an exclusive deal, exclusive contract with Zoe Rooms. So that way, all marketing, all branding, everything had to be exclusive to Zostel Hospitality. Part of their other business model was that they charged the hotels under its banner a certain percentage of their sales. So they would charge this the 15% of the sales that they would make, and it would go back to Zostel Hospitality. So they were able to not only reach out to these hotels, reach out to different hotels within India and say, hey, I want you to partner with me. We're going to brand you. We're going to show you how to market. We're going to show you how to create a beautiful customer service experience for your customers. We're going to give you the latest technology. We're going to be able to even give you back the analytics, the feedback from your customers to see where you can improve, where you have areas of opportunity, where your strengths are. And we're going to give all of this to you, but you have to pay us. I thought that concept was amazing. However, what ended up happening was they could not stay and dominate that market. There was other people that were coming into the market that wanted to take over. So the other part of their business model was that they had top management. The top management that they had would train the people. So the higher up that you would go within the company, they didn't have a lot of employees. They hired nothing but the best for less. So they hired the best people but had less employees to be able to run that job. Also, I have wanted to point out they had offered cashback incentives to first-time users. They also had a rapid expansion within and across categories. They also was developing so quickly. They had 300 employees, and they had it into 3 teams. So each member handled their own city. So they had it broken up into different cities. They had one of the things that they can point out was that their competitors had twice the amount of staff that they had, so they wouldn't have as much overhead as other companies would. One of the things that came out too as I was doing this case study for Zoe is that you had other companies that were coming in. So there was another company that had wanted to buy Zostel, and it was called OYO, and they actually tried to do a merger and acquisition that actually fell apart. It was called off, and so it was different things that I found on the internet and then within my research. And one of the things that I saw, it came back and said that it was called off, the merger was called off due to non-completion of the due diligence process and transaction structuring. So the deal fell apart, and by the deal falling apart, it also broke away the entire structure of the 7 co-founders. So the 7 co-founders that they had, you had 6 of the 7 co-founders that went and did their own thing. They went into various areas. And then you had one, and I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but I'm going to say Shushan or Chuhan. He stayed on, and what he decided to do was revive the online traveling agency. And he said that that would be the niche to define the online travel agency space. So the rise and fall of the Zoe Rooms. You had a great idea, a great concept that fell apart. You know, when you're coming in and you're trying to dominate one area in the economy, you have your gains and you have your losses. And unfortunately, with the Zoe Rooms, 7 founders that came together in 2013, 6 fall away and only 1 stayed to try to recreate the whole entire experience. It's still located in India. They are still trying to appeal to the premium budget as far as not having to spend a lot to receive great experience, to receive that great customer service experience that everyone wants to achieve and to receive. I found it to be very extraordinary, having the ability to be able to study this case and to be able to look into Zolrooms. I've never wanted to travel to India before. However, those that live in India and those that are traveling to India, there are different websites and places where you can go to find that great premium budget experience. Also, what I wanted to point out was that the acquisition that came about lessened the technology startups in general within India, and that the expansion ended up falling apart, breaking down due to the other companies wanting to come in and Zolrooms not being able to dominate the market anymore. So I thank you for this time. I thank you for this class. I've learned a lot. It challenged me. It stretched me, even sitting here doing this video on tonight. So I thank you for the opportunity to bring to you my case study and all that I found.